I'm not mad at a made hoops or a hoop group, anyone doing this thing at a big level. But my teams, we are not paying $2,500 for 420. We are going to the cheapest shit they got around. What's up, guys? Thanks for popping in. I got a few minutes. Haven't been on a live in a second, so I wanted to jump on. I'll rant as usual, but fire in questions. Any questions you got for me, fire them in, and as I'm ranting, I'll stop and grab questions. Who's in AAU? Guys have AAU tournaments already, I assume. I don't know if anyone saw my story rants where I was saying I'm only playing in AAU tournaments that are the cheapest tournaments, because they're all the same now. Pay to play, no barrier at entry. Anyone can do it. Everyone is doing it. Anyone can enter a tournament with any kids as long as you got a team. You're getting in. So that said, I'm putting my teams in the cheapest tournaments we can find. No reason to spend top dollar when it's all the same, and there's no real barrier to entry. Do you know? Not to call out Made Hoops. Made Hoops and the guys over there have built an amazing thing, an amazing brand. Obviously, smart business people. But I had a guy the other day who was like, yeah, our fifth grade team we're playing the Made circuit and yada yada yada. And I know these people. I know general idea of types of kids that'll be on the team. I said, I want you to do me a favor. I said, go to your bracket. They put out your schedule for this weekend or whenever it was. I said, go to your bracket or your division. Tell me where you're at. I bet you are in the lowest division that they have. If they got a C or a D bracket or whatever, I bet you're in that bracket. Sure enough, that's where they were, right at the bottom. And it was just funny. He knew they were going to be as well. We were kind of laughing together about it. But my point being is, there's no barrier to entry. Just sign up, man. These businesses are too good. They make too much money. These are too lucrative to turn people down, have a barrier of entry. Hey, man, if you got the check, you can sign up. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I'm not mad at a Made Hoops or a hoop group, anyone doing this thing at a big level. I'm not mad at anyone for it. You're doing a great job running a great business. But my teams, we are not paying $2,500 for 4 tournaments. We are going to the cheapest shit they got around, because it's all the same. That team that's in that C bracket that I was talking to, we're the same type of kids. Like, we just compete with them. Half the kids are in our program. We could just compete with them. We don't need to pay, $300, $400, $500 a tournament and go drive a long distance and stay in hotels. Why would we do that? We're playing the same type of people that we could just play right here for free or much cheaper. Nah, I'm not doing that. We're going to the cheap stuff because it's actually the same stuff. It's actually the same, So adults are supposed to realize that. Kids, you can't expect kids to realize that they're influenced by whatever the hell you put in front of their face and present as cool. So, kids won't get that, but the adults, they should. Also, Siri thinks I'm talking to her. Also, do high school coaches watch grassroots AAU games?
Sorry, I'm having trouble with the connection.
Hold on, guys. Let me close.
Try again in a moment.
Siri keeps thinking I'm talking to her. Do high school coaches watch grassroots AAU games? Well, I mean, grassroots. You mean at the high school? Oh, you mean like at the high school level? You mean grassroots? You mean like something that's not a shoe circuit? Is that what you mean? Explain to me what you mean. I've heard the term grassroots. I don't even know what it means anymore in AAU basketball, because it gets thrown around so loosely. So give me a little bit more info. Do you mean non-shoe circuit teams, and do they watch them? And if that is a question, Yes, I mean, high school coaches watch any team. Here, look. I'm gonna give this to you right now. Okay, this is how this goes. College coach. Oh, you said, wait. Do high school coaches watch grassroots? Okay, high school coaches. I mean, they might. I don't know why. I guess why would you be asking that? Do you mean like, or do they watch the games? Or are you talking about, do they watch like young kids? Like, do they watch middle school grassroots? Please just let me know what you mean. Let me know what you mean so I can answer and give you the best insight that I have. Middle school level, okay. I don't think so, man. No. I mean, hold up. Of course, by nature. Like, if a high school coach has a kid, a middle school level kid who plays grassroots middle school basketball, of course they're going to watch it. If a high school coach is involved with an AAU program or a tournament director, sure. But like, if you're asking, do high school coaches go watch middle school AAU stuff to like recruit and see who's gonna? I mean, I'm sure there's some who may do it, but in general, no. You know, high school coaches don't really like AAU programs unless they're involved with an AAU program. You have to understand that everyone is competition for each other now. You know, like the world of sports has gotten so wild, and the business of sports has gotten so wild that a lot of high school coaches hate a lot of AAU coaches or programs or hate the tournaments. People don't want kids pulled away from them. So most high school coaches want to have the hands on the kid, you know, not physically, obviously. They want the kid in their program and coming to their stuff all year round as much as possible. When you tell them you can't show up to their open gym because you're going to AAU practice, they're pissed. You know, the only time they wouldn't be pissed is if they have a relationship with the coaches of the AAU program, or they genuinely love the kid and want what's best for the kid and know that the kid has a chance to get recruited or whatever, so they just want to go, you know, see them do well. But a lot of coaches don't like AAU stuff because it's ego thing, it's money thing, it's recognition thing. They don't want kids pulled away from them. So everybody competes with everyone now. You know, we have high school coaches who, we know this for a fact because the parents and the players tell us. Like kids that we, you know, train and work out. We have high school coaches who tell those kids not to come to us for various reasons. Some just ego. You know, they know that we actually are helping them more than they are helping the player, and they don't like that. Some of them maybe we had not great relationships with in the past, so it's just a political thing, like fuck them, don't fuck with them. Others, it's because they want to train on the side, or they're trying to start their own teams on the side. They're trying to make money off of this stuff on the side, so they view us as competition. Some people feel like we will get in kids' ear and we may direct them to go to another high school or play for a different team or something like that. So everyone competes with everyone. And I'm not saying I'm holier than thou. It's just the nature of what we're in these days. What do you think about the recruitment of high school players? You think it's going to be harder to get a Division I scholarship? Yeah, it has been for the last 2.5 years. Yeah. As soon as the transfer rule came into effect, I forget what year that was, maybe 22, 21, 20. As soon as they made the rule that you didn't have to sit out a year for transferring, it fucked it up major for high school kids. It really messed it up for them bad, in a big way. And I don't know how the math works, but we still have COVID kids, people with college players who have an extra COVID year because our COVID messed the year up. We still have a lot of those kids still embedded in college basketball. So I think maybe there's one more year of that, and then that's gone. So once that's gone, it'll help the high school kids a little bit more. But I don't know how the math would work. Like, as long as there are still college players right now that college coaches can still dig into and get them from the portal, as long as they can still get older guys, again, like you would think that runs out at some point. I'm not that smart. I don't know how that works. But once that runs out, maybe it'll be easier. Until then, yeah, it's going to be really, really tough for high school kids. Mason Walker, what's up, man? Thanks for popping in. High school kids are, it's just a different world, you know? I had it much easier to get recruited when I was in high school. In 2009, it was way easier to get a Division I scholarship than it is now. for sure. As a high school kid, tough. Do you think the smaller school will get eliminated? No, I don't think so. Not at all. Nope. That has nothing to do with it. You got to realize, man, like, NIL is not what it seems. It's not what it seems to the people on the outside. There are kids getting real money. There are kids making good salaries, good little money for themselves while they're in school. But there are many more who are not. Or many more who are making so little that it really doesn't even impact their decision on where they're going or any of that. No, smaller schools will always be there. Why? Because the entire population, we are infatuated with sports. We're infatuated with college and professional sports. We're infatuated with social status. It's hard to beat being a college athlete. Like, how it makes you feel, how other people perceive you, how high it is on, like, the gold totem pole for people. They'll never go away. It'll never go away. Because you could grab every YMCA, every LA Fitness hooper right now and say, hey, I'm going to give you a year. You could go play at this Division III school. You got a year, man. You play college basketball. Psh, what? They're going. Like that. So, there will always be a place for college athletics. Always. You're open to my intern opportunities in the summer marketing, PR, video production. Of course, man. Shoot me a DM, PJ. Thanks for reaching out about it. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world in the sports world in general. It's really crazy in youth leading up to college. It's nuts. I feel bad for kids, specifically because they're not going to be able to shake the influence that gets put on their little brains. My son is a good player, but lacks the athleticism of some of his peers. He's only 11, so young. In your experience, is that relevant at that age, or might that change dramatically once? To answer the question flat out, it absolutely can and probably will change as he matures. That said, a slow kid is usually always slow. A kid who can't jump usually never can jump. And what I mean by that is a bunch of kids right now are popping up in my head dealing with that I know over the years. The kid who is just really slow in 5th grade is probably still slow by the time he's a senior in high school. He may be faster. Like, maybe he was the slowest on the team in 5th grade, but he developed, got strong, got a little bit more athletic, and he became like middle of the road or maybe a little bit below. But, if your son is slow at 11, he's probably going to be slow at 18 compared to the fast kids, compared to the quick kids. Now, it doesn't mean he's going to be the slowest in the school, but he may never be... Speed will probably never be a strength of his. But that said, you and your son should work your absolute butts off to get him as quick and as fast as humanly fucking possible for him. That's what you should do. And by the way, it doesn't mean he can't be a good player. One of the kids I'm thinking about right now is absolutely going to be a scholarship player. He's still slow, but he has enough shooting ability, basketball IQ, confidence, mental toughness to be a basketball player. So he will be slow forever, but he also will play college ball. Never thought about help one of the local D1 colleges. Yeah, I've tried numerous times. Absolutely. I'd love to help Duquesne, Robert Morris, Pitt, of course, Division II schools. I've reached out to Division II schools in our area. You have to understand, there's too much. Basketball players are sensitive. Basketball players are sensitive. They have big egos. They're insecure. Not all of them, but it's just a thing about basketball. And so, and again, I'm not holier than thou. I'd like to think I'm a cut above the usual, but at the end of the day, there's just a lot of ego. So it doesn't matter how much I can help a program. Most coaches don't want you coming in and telling them what to do, or especially if you're not on staff, if you're not getting paid by the school, they don't want to bring somebody in there who's actually going to help the players more than them. then the administration might look like, why the fuck are we paying you then? Should we be paying this dude? Nah, people aren't gonna do that. And I think I've talked about this publicly before, and I know he wouldn't mind me saying it, but Jerry Stackhouse, NBA legend, coached at Vanderbilt for 5 or 6 years. He's now an assistant coach for the Golden State Warriors. Stack is a great dude. I had the opportunity to establish a relationship with him, and he seeked out my my basketball mind. You know what I mean? And wanted me to be on staff. Was interested in having me on staff at Vanderbilt a couple years ago. I was interested in doing it. I just couldn't do. I just couldn't. It wasn't gonna work for my life at the time. Still wouldn't work now. But anyway. But that said, I still gave. I gave him what I could while they were there, and But my point is, it's just very rare to run into a Jerry Stackhouse who doesn't care. He didn't know me from anyone. We met on social media. He didn't know me from anyone. Never heard of me. You type in my name and shit, you're like, oh, dude played Division III basketball. Like, usually most people, that's just a write-up. He didn't care about that at all. He's like, he was open-minded. Like, I don't care anyone out there. If you can help, if you provide value, if you can make me look at something different, I want that info. I want to know. That's very rare. Most people are not like that at all. Most people aren't like that at all. I went to a WVU practice a couple years ago when Bob Huggins was still the coach, and I was having a quick conversation with Bob Huggins on the like under the hoop. We're sitting down and hit one of his assistants, who's a great dude as well, Ron Everhart. I had a good relationship with him. I was letting Ron know, like, they were struggling with free throws during the season, and a lot of their guys had the same issue. And they were also struggling with finishing around the basket. They're big boys. They all had the same issue. And I expressed to Coach Everhart how I felt about it and something that they really need to work on. When I came to practice, Coach Everhart sat there with me and Hugs and was like, hey, he thinks he could help the guys with finishing. And I gave Hugs my thought on it and the problem. And he wasn't very receptive. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't rude in any way, shape, or form, but he didn't want me telling him at all about his shit or the player's stuff. And that's how most people, again, he wasn't rude at all. He was actually very nice about it, had karma, but he wasn't really for, this Rel dude coming in here and telling him how to do things with his players, and that's how most people feel. I can't blame him at all. You train them there. Yeah, Vanilla Thunder. If you guys are in Pittsburgh or whatever, if you're in the Pittsburgh area, hit me up. But if not, look, we do a lot of great stuff with our app and our online coaching, going back and forth with you guys. Just download the app. If you haven't downloaded it, everyone, go to your app store, download the Rel Academy app. 9 times out of 10, you're actually getting me. It's me, myself, helping you in that app. You can send us videos in that app. You text us in that app. You go through our courses. We send you videos. Like, go in that app. We can do a lot for you. Do coaches at the high school look at high school rankings? I mean, some of them do, man. You gotta, like, people are just human beings. So, like, yeah, some people are gonna look at rankings. Some people are gonna get caught up in that shit. Others aren't, Yeah, I don't know. Some people are gonna be influenced by that stuff. Just like some people are gonna be influenced that, one of the players has a single mom that they feel like they can start, texting and have a little relationship with. That's going to influence them. Like, they're human beings. You know what I mean? Like, they're human beings. I use that as an example because it's so far left field, but I'm just trying to, like, they're just human beings. Some people are going to feel a certain way. Some people are going to do crazy shit. Some people are not. Like, they're just human beings, so anything can go any way. I could see you help Duquesne University or be a part of the staff. I would love to. Again, I have an open, I have back and forth access, I guess, with Drew Joyce, Coach Joyce at Duquesne. I've offered that as well. I've told him I would come down for free, for no charge. I would love to help out. He wasn't receptive to that. People are not, people ain't trying to have you come in and tell them how to do some shit, man. People don't want that. place is awesome. Couldn't recommend Rel with Sean. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. What's up, Alma? I was at 4:39. I gotta get out of here in a few minutes. Fire away a few more questions. I got like 5 minutes and I gotta roll. Hey, if you guys see right here, Alma, who I just waved at, he's one of our kids, one of the kids we've helped over the years. Speaking of Duquesne, who was talking about Duquesne? Payroll beater. Go follow Alma, man. Alma had a scholarship offer from Duquesne, from Coach Joyce. He's going to he signed with Tennessee Martin. He'll be there next year. Alma's a great player. You guys should check him out, follow him. What about you, brother? Oh, you want me to tell people to follow you? You guys can go follow Beckham one as well. He's one of our longtime kids. Go follow. It's good, Coach. I'll come see you after Ramadan. Yep, we got you in starting April 1st. You'll be back, so be ready for you. Sorry you can't eat any food, man. Next play, Hoops AAU. What's going on? I got 4 minutes. If you guys want to fire away any other questions, concerns, anything. 4 minutes before I gotta hop out of here. How soon can colleges legally offer scholarships to a player? You can offer a scholarship to a fifth grader if you want to. It's just an offer. It doesn't mean anything. You can't sign that paperwork until you're a senior. That verbal offer doesn't mean nothing. Tsunami Sports, I'm sorry, man. I don't want any apparel. I really wish there was a way to block all apparel people from hitting me up. I'm sorry. It's annoying. Liam Hoops 2022. What's up, Liam? Yeah, make sure you guys, seriously, anyone who's not in the Pittsburgh area follows my stuff, listens to, stuff that we put out there, checks us out. Go download the app, the Rel Academy app. Download it. And then once you get in there, it's $25 a month to get the back and forth coaching, the online coaching in that app. But if nothing else, go check the app out. And then there's a whole bunch of free stuff. You can see I pinned the comment, youtube.com/Rel Academy. Tons and tons of free coaching lessons on that page. Go check it out.
Trying to be special, I got that shit running through my blood. I don't do extras in my circle, I ain't Hollywood. I won't go back to know my ex.